Hello, everybody. I'm Melinda Prescher, and I lead product and customer marketing for Insightly and Unbounce. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's actually been a while since we've done a product update webinar for Insightly, and there have been several significant organizational changes since we last did one. In fact, Insightly has actually been through a merger and is now part of Unbounce go-to-market solutions. We've talked to you a little bit about that in the past, but we've not done a webinar yet focused on helping you understand the merger, communicate where Insightly is headed, and how the strategy and product roadmap are shaping up to support you now and into the future. Whether you're a current Insightly customer or you're considering becoming a customer, we're really glad you're here. We've got a ton of things to share, including a really special offer that we'll talk about at the end of the webinar. So let's get started. Joining me today are two people who are at the center of this all. Steve Oriola is CEO of Unbounce Go-to-Market Solutions, and Mike Cravens is our VP of Product. So we're going to start first by walking you through the merger. Steve will set the stage by talking about the combined organization. He'll talk about the strategy behind the merger, and he'll speak to the leadership team's commitment to accelerating product innovation and support. And next, Mike will dive into the details on several new Insightly features, focusing especially on new AI features and out-of-the-box integrations, in addition to other updates built to streamline your workflows and boost sales efficiency. And finally, you'll get a sneak peek at the product roadmap and what Mike and the teams are planning over the second half of the year. You'll see just how Insightly's roadmap is built to support small and mid-sized go-to-market teams through every stage of growth, and the leadership team's commitment to delivering more value to you now and into the future. Okay, so let's start with introductions. Steve has led Unbounce Go-to-Market Solutions since January of 2024. He's a longtime product and marketing exec for SaaS businesses prior to general management and CEO roles in tech. And then I've got Mike Cravens, our VP of Product. He is the architect of the Unbounce Go-to-Market Solutions product roadmap. He joined the company in August of 2024, and he, like Steve, has been in the SaaS product and innovation world for many years. He's also got experience as a startup founder. So, Mike and Steve, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Steve, I'm going to start with you. The majority of the audience is clearly familiar with Insightly, but probably not familiar with the other companies in this new unified org. So I'd like you first to start by getting everybody on the same page with more information about each product and the pre-story of the merger.
Sure. Thanks. And thanks for teeing that up and welcome everyone. I'm glad we're doing this again. Before I get into this, I know that these sessions were kind of an institution at Insightly, and my predecessor Anthony had done it. And I'm sorry that it's taken us so long to get back at this because we're very excited to be doing this and really walking you through what we've built here and continue to build. So yes, you all know Insightly as customers, I'm assuming, and many of you have a long history with Insightly. And Insightly is a CRM and a marketing automation platform that really brings together a solution for both. And Unbounce is a landing page vendor. Unbounce was founded in 2009 and became synonymous with landing pages, and that the core value proposition then is still the core value proposition today, which is if you're spending money on getting traffic to your website for a certain purpose, and that can be in search optimization or that could be in Google Ads, you shouldn't just bring them to your homepage or some page on your website. You should bring them to a web page that is contextually relevant to what it is you're getting them there for, because Google watches that. And the more contextually irrelevant you are to your advertising on Google, the less likely your ad is to show up. So landing pages are really critical. Over the years, we expanded into things like A/B testing and traffic routing. So it's really it's an optimization platform to optimize your marketing efforts and to get more leads. Unbounce in about 2021 acquired a company called LeadsRx, and LeadsRx does attribution. And what it does is it tells you where you're spending your money, what are you getting for that spend, Are your customers coming from this spend or that channel? And we saw an opportunity with Insightly, having Unbounce, having Leads RX, and really focused on marketers and solutions for marketers. We saw the opportunity with Insightly to really cover the whole journey of our customers' customers. So, what's their experience? They don't know if they're dealing with a marketing platform or sales platform or tools. They just know they're having an experience and they're an interested party, then they're a lead, then they're an opportunity. All of these statuses don't really mean anything to them, but it does to you because you've got a funnel, you go get customers and you get them to buy from you. And that experience, we wanted to manage the whole thing. And that's what we saw an opportunity for with Insightly, is to bring these businesses together so that we have an entire platform to really manage acquisition of new customers, management of those customers, renewal of those customers, and selling them more. So that's why we brought it together, and that's what we've built. So excited to tell you more about it.
That is great, Steve. I'd like to have you, to that point, I'd love to have you go a little bit deeper on this unified vision. So,
Mhm.
at the time of the merger, obviously, you were CEO of Unbounce, which had already merged with Leads RX.
Mhm.
So, talk more about what drove your interest in Insightly and how do you see this unified org benefiting customers as we move forward together?
Sure. I think what is really desired, and hopefully we can hear some of that from you guys today, is a solution that's easy, integrated, and has pretty quick time to value, but also enables you to run your business in a way that you know is easier for you to acquire more customers, manage them to more success, and sell them more things. One of the things that we did note when we were talking to Insightly about bringing the companies together is Unbounce had a history of building AI solutions. We have data scientists, et cetera. And Insightly had not made that investment. We are now making that investment on the Insightly platform. We are beta testing an AI co-pilot, for example. So artificial intelligence is going to have a big part in managing the customer data. And one of the things that is really advantageous in this approach is we can get to real confidence in the customer data, right? Do I have one unified view of the customer, or do I have duplicates? And is my communication confusing? We've built a solution so that both marketers and salespeople are dealing with one customer, one view of the customer as they make their journey through this platform and with your company.
Steve, we've been in this merger. The merger started last summer, so we've been at this about a year. Talk about whether your goals have changed, if at all, since the merger was announced.
Sure. Well, I would say, not really. We had a set of goals when we came into it, and we're executing on those goals. One of them was really the pace of how we evolve the product and the platform. And I would say the pace of how we deliver on satisfiers, which would be things that, folks are unhappy about. Can we fix them? Delighters, right? Can we do small things through the experience that you may not have asked for, but you react to like, wow, that's really exciting that it does that now. A lot of times you'll see that in UI changes, which we're making many of. And then innovation, right? Can you do all of that and innovate? And can you do all of that at pace? And I would say that we've gone from what was a sort of quarterly rotation through products. And I think Anthony probably spoke to you about that quite a bit in these sessions. We're not doing that anymore. Right now, we have a pretty robust, tight roadmap of things we're doing. And we're doing them because they reflect the needs that, as we're assessing them in our customer base and in the market. So our roadmap is really across the entire platform, and we're advancing the entire platform to meet the needs that as we assess them, as I said, as opposed to just sort of arbitrarily going from quarter to quarter to different parts of the application. This has enabled us to fix problems faster, delight our customers faster, and build innovations like the AI Copilot. So I would say that is one of the big changes, and we got to that right away. The other one is culture. And I would say on culture, we really come together as a whole organization on how we work, right? And how we make decisions. And this kind of goes to the pace and velocity as well. If you don't have a healthy culture, it's difficult to have that kind of pace and to innovate. So I would say culture and velocity are the two things that are really important goals right now.
Got it. That's a really good segue. Mike, I want to turn to you right now. I'd love to have you do a high-level overview of, where is the product going now and over the next year at a high level.
Yeah. So first of all, hi everyone. I'm excited to be here and to share all the great product updates that we've done and what we're going to do. Um, so we've been focused on really updating the CRM to give something that we all want, which is getting time back in our day. So first, just a few very high level points. So first, we know many of you are drowning in the manual tasks like logging emails and rewriting follow-ups, jumping between applications. And these are time consuming manual tasks that keep us from building relationships, closing deals. And so we've been laser focused on automating friction points, and we'll get into those details in a bit. Second, we're tackling integrations head on. So while App Connect, it remains our powerful low code solution integrating with thousands of apps. We also recognize the need for more out of the box connections. And so we're adding seamless integration for the most popular applications such as DocuSign. And then finally, we're focused on modernization, right? So we've refreshed the CRM design with the faster, more intuitive interface that has AI capabilities woven directly into several of the workflows. And then later in this presentation, I'll show you exactly how each of these areas comes to life in the CRM. But the just summary, the thread connecting everything is really simple. We're just minimizing the busy work that we have in our daily work lives.
Love it.
Mhm.
Let's now, that's a great high level background. Let's actually dive now into the nitty gritty. So, we want to talk next about what's new and what's live in the product. So we've rolled out a lot, and what I want Mike to do next is put his focus on four key features, basically, that we've released recently. I want to also let people know you should always check Insightly's Help Center. There's a What's New section that comes out once a month. And so I'm having Mike focus on the top things that are most important to you right now, but there are many other things that get announced in Help Center every single month, and I'd love for you all to keep tabs on what's going on there so you know the full extent of what's happening. So, starting with four key features, we've got AI generated summaries and replies inside the CRM, a new native integration with DocuSign. This isn't necessarily so much a feature, but we're making a lot of updates to the way Insightly looks, to the look and feel. So that's really exciting for us as well. And then we've also got a native integration with the Unbounce landing page builder. So with that, Mike, I'm going to have you talk a little bit more about our first foray into AI with email summaries and replies. And again, I want to add to this. You should be seeing in the chat, I believe, Erin is adding a link to our resources page to the chat. So at that resources page, you'll be able to see demo footage of the features that we're showcasing today so that everybody can get a really quick read on just how easy it is to set these things up and use them. We'll also make sure that the link to that resources page is included in the materials that we send out after the webinar. So don't feel stressed out like you have to run over and look at the video now. Stay focused on what Mike's talking about, and then we'll get you those resources too. Mike, take it away.
Yep, great. So regarding the email summaries and replies, let's take a look at what that looks like in practice. So let's imagine you come back from lunch to an email thread about a deal you're trying to close, and instead of spending 10 minutes piecing together what happened, you just need to click once and you'll get key points from the AI, right? So in our example here, it could be something like a summary of what the customer's pushing for, maybe their objections, and just generally where you left things. You can then use our AI reply feature to draft a response based on the actual conversation, the contact with context, so where you are in the deal cycle, it's not a generic template. The system actually generates a reply that matches how your customers have been communicating. You still will make it your own, but you're not starting from a blank screen, and that's the goal, just to get you started, right? And we've received a lot of feedback from some of our customers that they appreciate always having that solid starting point, especially for those who tend to get stuck on the follow-ups. So all of this lives right in the workflows. There's no separate tool to learn, no copying between apps, just faster emails that keep the deals moving along.
Fantastic. The
Mhm.
next one that I want to talk about is, for the past couple of years, Insightly has offered App Connect, which is our low-code tool to help create integrations between Insightly and any other application a customer uses to run their business. But customers have been asking us for more native integrations. So to that end, talk about the native DocuSign integration.
Yeah, so we've heard from our customers loud and clear on this, right? So while App Connect gives our customers the flexibility for custom workflows, we knew based on that feedback, we needed to nail the integrations everyone uses daily, right? So we started with DocuSign, and that's just the beginning. We've got more coming that we'll cover in detail later in this conversation. But with DocuSign fully integrated, our customers can generate a quote and send it for signature right from that quote. So they don't have to no longer have to download a PDF and then jump between DocuSign and the CRM. With DocuSign being fully integrated, the document just simply goes out and you can track whether it's been viewed or signed, or if it got stuck somewhere, all from within inside the CRM. And we'll show you what else is in the pipeline for native integrations in a bit. But DocuSign really sets the tone for our approach here, which is deep and thoughtful integrations for the tools that our customers use every single day.
Yeah, lots more native integrations to come.
Mhm.
Mike, the next update isn't a feature per se, like I mentioned before. It's really about how our customers experience Insightly. So talk about updates to the look and feel.
Yeah, so you're right, Melinda. This isn't really a feature, but it's about making the CRM feel better to work in, right? And so if you've logged in recently, you probably have already noticed some of these changes. We've refreshed the interface by updating colors, implemented cleaner navigation, and we've made our buttons and links more intuitive. So the important part is that we've not moved the cheese, right? So everything is where you would expect it to be. Your workflows haven't changed. It just looks sharper and works smoother, right? The real focus here was accessibility and reducing visual fatigue, right? So when you're in the CRM for hours a day, those little friction points, they add up. So things like it's hard to read text or buttons that don't quite look clickable, navigation that makes you think twice, like those sorts of things add up to visual fatigue. And so we've systematically addressed these issues and we're not done, right? So we're going to continue rolling out more improvements over the coming months, but we'll continue with an incremental approach very much on purpose, right? So we're going to be giving you these improvements without any kind of disruption. There won't be a sudden massive redesign that requires any sort of retraining. And the feedback we're getting is that teams are finding it easier to focus on the work. So it's still the CRM, it's just refined.
Fantastic. Mike, I have one more released feature that I want you to talk about.
Mhm.
This is an out-of-the-box integration between Unbounce landing pages and the CRM.
Yeah, so Steve mentioned this earlier. We saw a real opportunity to connect unbalanced landing pages with the CRM. So basically, getting marketing leads over to the sales team faster with zero friction, right? So just a quick clarification, though, since this is primarily a CRM audience, the connector that I'm talking about here lives in the Unbounce app right now. But if you want to test it out, you can try out Unbounce, and I think Melinda will be sharing a special offer for CRM customers at the end of today's session. Um, so here's why this integration matters. So imagine that your marketing team creates a landing page for a campaign. And so on that landing page, a prospect fills out that form. That lead instantly, with this integration, that lead instantly appears in the CRM. It's tagged, it's scored, it's assigned to the correct rep. So there's no export or need for any sort of manual entries. And especially, there's no leads sitting in limbo while the marketing and sales teams, figure out some sort of handoff, right? The speed difference is real, right? We're talking about leads getting contacted within minutes instead of hours or days. And for marketing, they get actual visibility into what happens after that form fill, right? So did sales follow up? Did it convert? that closed loop reporting has been a gap for a lot of teams, and this is the solution.
What I want to add to that as well is our Insightly marketing team has been using Unbounce landing pages for at least 3 years,
Mhm.
so well before the merger. And that's so we can quickly spin up those landing pages for things like this webinar, other campaigns that we're running. So all of you who registered for this webinar, obviously everybody here on the call, you experienced an Unbounce landing page when you did that, or if you respond to a campaign that we run, that's what you're actually going through. I want to pivot now to have Mike feature two items that are actually coming really soon as September, actually, so next month, in the case of bidirectional email sync. Let's start there, Mike, and then let's talk next about Copilot.
Sure. So going back just a little bit, so right after the merger, myself, Steve, we met with many customers, right? And the message was clear. Our customers for the CRM, they want it and they need email sync, right? And so we've been working hard on this, and I'm excited to say, like Melinda just mentioned, we're going to have full bidirectional email sync coming in September. And what this means is that every email that's sent from Gmail or Outlook automatically logs in the right contact and opportunity in the CRM. Every reply from a customer shows up in your CRM timeline. So you're not choosing between working in your inbox or the CRM anymore. They're finally talking to each other properly. And the difference this makes is huge, right? So all it's all there in the CRM. There's no more manually logging important emails or missing communication because someone forgot to blind copy the CRM. Your entire team will see the complete conversation history, regardless of who sent what and from where. And for managers, they'll have real visibility into activity without having to ask their reps to do any sort of extra work. The email trail just will create itself. And so we know that this has been a long time coming, and I just want to say we appreciate your patience on this one.
Yeah, really good news on email sync. Let's move next to the Insightly Copilot.
Yeah, so the Copilot, super exciting. Copilot's a big focus for the second half of this year for us, and we believe it's going to fundamentally change how people work in the CRM. So, I think of the Copilot as having like a chat GPT that actually knows your CRM data, right? So it sits right inside the sidebar. You just open it and you can start asking questions or giving commands in plain English. So, for example, you can tell the Copilot to create a follow-up task for a specific deal you're working on, and Copilot will do it, and it's done, right? Or you could ask the Copilot, what's the status of my enterprise opportunities, and you'll get an instant summary. You can tell the Copilot to give you a history on a specific company before an upcoming call, and the Copilot will pull everything together for you. So past deals, communication history, key contacts, and any open issues that might exist, right? So the key difference from the AI features I mentioned earlier is scope, right? So the email summaries and email replies, they obviously help with your communications, but the Copilot understands your entire CRM. So every object, every field, every relationship. And it's really like having someone who knows your entire book of business sitting right next to you. And it respects the permission levels for each user. So during customer calls, instead of fumbling through screens looking for pricing discussion from a couple months ago, you can ask Copilot, instead of manually creating follow-up tasks after every meeting, you can tell Copilot what you need and it will take care of it, right? So it's about removing all those little friction points that eat away at your day. And so we're really excited about what the Copilot's going to bring to the CRM. We're going to be rolling this out thoughtfully to make sure it's genuinely helpful for our customers. So it's not just another AI feature to check a box, right? The Copilot's now been in beta for just a couple of months, and a few of the teams that have been testing it have given us some feedback that they're already telling us that they can't imagine working without it. So we're very excited about this Copilot rollout.
Yeah, Mike, to your point, we're still beta testing the Copilot. If you're an Insightly customer, a current customer, and you want to be a beta tester, please email marketing@unbounce.com and we'll get you added to the beta program. The feature is going to be available to Pro and Enterprise Plan users now, so it's also a good time to start thinking about whether or not it might be time to upgrade. So, Mike, let's pivot now to what's next. and what's going on in the roadmap.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of exciting updates planned. So I'm going to quickly walk through our upcoming key initiatives. We obviously have a lot of the smaller updates that we'll be making throughout the rest of this year to the CRM. So this is just, again, just really covering our key initiatives. So let's start off with email and calendar sync. So building on the email sync that I talked about earlier, we're adding email threading this fall, and this will provide improved visualization of conversations that are in an email thread. And then we'll also be adding full calendar sync. And so meetings and events will flow between your calendar and the CRM automatically. And the goal here really is to ensure that all of the communications, meetings, and events are fully represented in the CRM. And then next on the list is continuing our interface improvements, right? So we're going to continue refining the interface and our interface in phases. And this fall, we're focused on smarter navigation with drop-down menus, with multi-column layouts so that you can see more without scrolling, you can see more on the screen without scrolling, and a reorganized sidebar that is grouped by themes, right? And so the goal here is to make the CRM feel effortless. So whether you're a power user or just getting started, you can make your way around the CRM pretty easily. Next up is our mobile app. And so very excited about this one. We're completely rebuilding the mobile app from scratch on a modern tech stack. And so this is far more than just a refresh. It's a ground up rebuild with better navigation, improved design, improved user experience. And for the road warriors and anyone working deals on the go, this is going to be a game changer. Very excited about that one. And then we have next up more native integrations, right? So now that we have native integrations for DocuSign and with Unbounce, we're going to be adding ZoomInfo and NetSuite. Those are the ones that are up next. And we've heard you loud and clear. These are a couple of critical to integrations to workflows, and we need them to work seamlessly within the CRM. So those are the reasons why those are up next. And we personally, Unbounce, we use NetSuite and ZoomInfo, so we're also looking forward to getting these native integrations taken care of. And then finally is project management, right? So for those of you that are using our project management capabilities, we're going to be adding Gantt charts, giving better visualization of timelines, dependencies, and resource allocation. This is a feature that's highly requested, so we're looking forward to getting it out the door very soon. And just in summary, again, this thread, the thread here is that we're really trying to remove friction and help make the CRM more intuitive and more helpful. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Melinda.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Mike. So your team has done such an incredible job, and there's so much to look forward to coming up in the next few months. I'm going to pivot now to any questions that have come in. We got a question actually for Mike. Since the merger, how often does Insightly release new features?
Yeah, so we get new features out the door at least once a month. And I would say one of the changes that so Steve had a slide earlier where he was talking about product management and the creation of basically a professional product management team. And our focus really has shifted from getting features out the door and just more and more features out the door to really understanding what our customers want, gathering feedback from the customers, and getting value out the door for our customers, right? And so if we can get something out the door more quickly than once a month, we're happy to do that, and we do get it out the door. But our focus is really larger initiatives getting out the door, larger value adds for the customer getting out the door. And so that's why it's once a month.
Alrighty, we had another question about training on the new features. So I'll take this one. There are a couple of ways to get help here. First, our marketing team is working really hard on developing new demo videos for all of the new features that have been released, and we're going to continue to release those for the other new features that are coming along. The videos are available when the feature is released, and typically, what we've started doing is you should be seeing those videos when you log into Insightly. And when something new happens, we'll basically take you through, okay, what is new? We'll show you in product what it is, and then give you access to that video. So once you're in product, you should be able to see it. We also share this information, like I mentioned, in the Help Center, and we've got that What's New section of the Help Center that's updated every month. I actually think our help center has moved to the footer of the Insightly website, so I want to call that out as well. It might have moved on you in the past couple of months if you haven't seen that section of Insightly. So in addition to all of that, I mentioned Erin is going to send out that resources page. She put that into the chat, and we'll also send it out via email to you after this is over. And so we're just going to continue on that path of helping as much as possible give you those assets. If you've got a CS team member, if you've got a CSM, also feel free to reach out to that person as well, and they can help you too. Email sync. Does email sync mean that we don't have to CC the link into email?
That's correct.
Yeah,
It'll be automatic.
yeah.
Mhm.
Mike, there was a question about full integration with Apollo. There was a question whether that was on the roadmap, and if so, when?
It's on our list, right? So I wouldn't say it's officially on the roadmap, but it's on our list for 2026. I don't want to make a commitment on when we'll tackle that because the list is pretty long, but it's towards the top of the list.
There's a question about using Copilot in other languages.
Right now, for the beta, only English is supported. Now, we have had some of our beta testers test it in other languages, and the Copilot has responded quite well. But we haven't put other languages through any kind of QA process or anything like that.
Okay.
So, with that said, we definitely want to support other languages once we get the Copilot out of beta.
There was a question about security with AI. What are
Mhm.
the security levels on AI features to keep IP safe? And what information is Copilot using to continuously learn and improve?
Yeah, so the security for all of the AI features is pretty substantial. The they're all SOC 2 compliant and that sort of thing. The infrastructure has gone through security review to make sure all of the data has the same level of security as the rest of the data for the CRM. So security was actually our number one requirement before we even got started on the Copilot to make sure that so none of the data is compromised.
One thing I will add to that, Mike, I think the Copilot as it stands right now, as I understand it, is not HIPAA compliant. Is that right?
That's correct. It will be by the time we get out of beta, but right now it's not HIPAA compliant.
Got it. Okay, that's good context.
Yes.
There were questions about the out-of-the-box integrations and whether there was extra cost involved for those, like the DocuSign and
Like I said.
the NetSuite and the Zoom info.
Yeah, right now I'm not aware of it costing extra. Melinda, do you know?
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's
it's
yes.
my understanding that these are out of the box. They
Mhm.
are free for customers to take advantage of.
Right. And I also saw a question there, Melinda. Somebody was asking about Notion as for native integration, and just like with Apollo, that's high on our list. So not officially on our roadmap, but it's something we're looking at for 2026.
Okay. That's what I'm seeing in terms of the questions that we got. So, one thing though, I mentioned that we've got an offer. I wanted to share that before we close out. If you want to get started with Unbounce's landing page builder, or if you're not an Insightly customer, you want to get started with Insightly, you can start a 14-day free trial of both products today. If you're a current Insightly customer and you want to add Unbounce or LeadsRx, you'll qualify for 30% off that purchase. So at the resources page link, there's a form at the bottom of that. Fill out that form if you're interested, select the product that you're interested in, and a team member will reach out to you end of this week, beginning of next. So thank you so much, Steve and Mike, for coming on and sharing all of this. We want to get into a regular cadence of doing these updates and make sure that people are getting the story right from you. Thanks to everybody for joining today, and stay tuned for all of that follow-up that we'll be sending out via email to you. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you all again soon.